Before the year 2006, everybody was just fighting to create the most powerful console. Nintendo had the GameCube, Sony had the PS2, and Microsoft had the first Xbox. Not to be confused with the Xbox One. But everything changed for Nintendo when they announced their new console, which was codenamed Revolution. The final name was the Nintendo Wii, and instead of trying to have HD graphics, it instead focused on a brand new thing at the time, motion controls. The Wiimote was shown, and I was very skeptical at the time, not really being into it. Thankfully, Nintendo proved that they knew what they were doing and made one of the most iconic consoles of all time. Back in 2012, I did make a top 10 Wii Games list, but I don't really like it anymore, so today let's update it. Hey, I'm Nico, and here's my top 10 Wii Games. One of my favorite NES games of all time is Mega Man 2. There's just something about this game that just screams fun. The controls are amazing, difficulty is just right, and all of the different bosses and power-ups are all fun to use. I was really happy when Mega Man 9 came out for the Wii. This new installment ditched the realistic graphics that were used in Mega Man 7 and Mega Man 8 and just went back to classic NES style graphics. Everything is just right about this game. The controls, the graphics, the levels, the weapons, the bosses, and the music. Oh boy, the music. It has some of the best 8-bit songs ever created. Like, I actually listened to this soundtrack in my car, it's that good. And I seriously played this game so much, and although they ended up making another 8-bit sequel called Mega Man 10, well, Mega Man 9 will always be the one that I love the most. When people talk about the Paper Mario series, they usually talk about the Nintendo 64 version or the sequel on the GameCube, Thousand Year Door. After those two games, Nintendo went ahead and decided to completely change how this series would be forever. And while the last two games are not really my cup of tea, I really had a blast with Super Paper Mario. This game has the classic charm of the previous games, it just doesn't have the turn-based combat mechanic. Instead, it plays like a traditional Super Mario game with you jumping on enemies to defeat them. You get experience points by defeating those enemies, you level up, you learn new tricks, and discover hidden things using the Wiimote. There's a lot of side quests once the main story is done, and this game is just super funny. Like seriously, it has one of the best humor ever. If you haven't checked that one out yet, be sure to give it a try. You know, I kinda have a love-hate relationship with this next game. I guess the reason I never really bring up The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess in my top Zelda games is because it takes forever to start. Seriously, the first couple hours are all about Link being a wolf and hunting down beetles, and that's kinda boring. But as soon as you get the ability to turn into Link or Wolf Link at any time with the simple press of a button, this game becomes amazing. The game is also on the GameCube and now has been remade in HD for the Wii U, but the Wii version gave us a taste of what motion controls can accomplish. You swing your Wiimote just like Link swings his sword, you aim with the pointer with your slingshot or the bow and arrow, and that truly makes the experience memorable. There are so many dungeons to explore, heart containers to recover, side quests to partake in, and a lot of cool new weapons that are only seen in this game. The game also has a really cool version of Hyrule with all sorts of villages, caves, forests, lakes, all interconnected, and with the ability to fast travel anywhere, anytime. It is just really good. So, there's one game that pretty much everybody owns in their Wii library, and that's because it actually came bundled with the console in a lot of regions, and it's Wii Sports. I believe you can't really have a list of the best Wii games without including the Wii family of games. You know, Wii Sports, Wii Play, Wii Fit, Wii Party, Wii Muse... No, actually that last one should not exist. These games may look simple and kind of outdated by today's standard, but they really helped out show the world what the Wii was all about. Give this remote to grandma, tell her she's playing tennis, and she'll instantly get it and have a blast. That's the beauty of the Wii series of games. They're all super simple to get as they mimic real-world activities, and anybody can actually enjoy them. even these days, in the year 2020, I sometimes play a little round of Wii bowling with my family and we're all having a good time. This is the type of game that will always be good no matter what. As a kid, there were two games that I used to play all the time, Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Country. While Mario is the most popular one today, I have to admit that the Donkey Kong Country games are just insanely good, and Donkey Kong Country Returns is the fourth game in the franchise, and it is pretty amazing. You play as Donkey and Diddy and go through tons of amazing levels, collecting bananas, blasting off barrels, and defeating wooden plank enemies. All of the levels are an adventure, and no two levels look the same. That's the beauty of this game, it never stops giving. Sure, it's really difficult and you will die a lot of times, but once you finally manage to beat this very difficult part that made you lose 30 lives, it feels so satisfying. This game is now also available on the Nintendo 3DS, and the sequel is available on the Wii U and the Switch, so there's actually no reason left for you not to have played one of those games. Nintendo is known for having amazing party games, and Mario Kart Wii definitely is one of them. This game was the first one in the series to feature bikes, and this new ability to do wheelies was pretty cool. It was also the first game to bump up the amount of drivers all at once from 8 to 12. This led to chaos real quick, with tons of banana peels being thrown around and lots of infamous blue shells to hit you when you're in first place. The tracks featured in Mario Kart Wii are fantastic, and lots of those tracks made a comeback in the sequels. Plus, if you're a little tech savvy, you can still play this game online and download tons of custom tracks, as the community is still pretty active. Ever since the first game on the Nintendo 64, Super Smash Bros. Has constantly pushed the limit, adding a bazillion fighters, stages, and tracks to truly create the ultimate experience. Although Super Smash Bros. Brawl is older, it's still one of my favorite Wii games to play. Way before the game dropped, I remember reading the blog online every single day, getting excited for every little single things that were announced, and the day the game released, there was a major snowstorm happening, and it took me a while to be able to shovel all of the snow out of my driveway to get to the store and buy it. And let me tell you, it didn't disappoint. This game had so many new fighter stages, and the brand new single player mode, Subspace Emissary, was so epic that to me, you have to get this game just for this mode alone. I do like the new single player mode they have in Smash Ultimate, but my heart still prefers the Subspace Emissary. Sure, the game has some really dumb ideas, such as tripping, which makes every fight a little bit random and kinda kill the competitive scene real quick, but if you're just looking to have a good time with a good game, well, this one's for you. Have you ever wanted to feel alone in space, only hearing eerie noises and being constantly surrounded by aliens and space pirates? Of course you have, and Metroid Prime is the perfect series for that. The third game was released early into the Wii's life cycle, and it was really good, adding new features like this bubble head of your Mii in the spaceship. But the entry I'm adding to this list is not Metroid Prime 3, it's actually the Metroid Prime Trilogy. All three games for one single price. Now that's a good deal. All three Metroid Prime games have their ups and downs, but I do believe that they really ought to be played, as they're all masterpieces. The music is fantastic, the graphics are gorgeous, and you actually really feel like you're exploring new undiscovered planets alone, and anything can go wrong or you can get attacked at any time. The ability to scan your surroundings and get more infos on the whole Metroid lore is also phenomenal. I'm so glad Metroid Prime 4 is coming out eventually on Switch, as 3 games just is not enough. New Super Mario Bros. DS brought us back to the past, reintroducing 2D side-scrolling Mario games, but adding new modern twists like being able to do wall jumps and introducing a couple new power-ups. Well, New Super Mario Bros. Wii revolutionized the way we play Mario platformers by making it possible to play with all of your friends all at once. This is truly fun and leads to great chaos, and this is exactly what this game is known for. But aside from that chaos, the game is a really solid single-player experience, having 9 different worlds for you to play on. There's a lot to play if you want to fully complete this game, and once you're done, you can even create your own challenges, like trying to beat it without touching a single coin, or while carrying Luigi, or beating it as Mini Mario. All of those ideas are great, you should try them sometimes, trust me. What's better than a 2D Mario game? Well, a 3D Mario game. And what's better than one 3D Mario game? Well, 2 3D Mario games. The Super Mario Galaxy series is just fantastic, as it truly changed the way we played Mario games. No longer do you simply walk on the floor, you can now walk on the walls or even the ceilings. Mario Galaxy loves to play around with its gravity mechanic, and that's for the best. Sure, it's way more linear than Mario 64 or Odyssey, but that's not a bad thing. The worlds might be smaller, yes, but since you use launch stars to get to tons of planets, you actually never get bored. Picking only one Mario Galaxy game for the list is truly difficult, and I just can't do it. In my opinion, if you're gonna pick up Mario Galaxy, you have to pick up the sequel as well. It's just more of the same, but there's Yoshi now, so that's kinda cool. These games also contain lots of boss fights, and some of them are really impressive. Seriously, if Nintendo was to announce a Super Mario Galaxy 3 for the Nintendo Switch, I would lose my mind. It's that good. Thanks a lot for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe and to hit the notification bell to know when I post a new one. If you enjoyed this list, well, give this video a like to support me. And if you want to see more videos I made, tap the cards on screen right now. Also, I'm on TikTok, so follow me there. I promise it's not cringe. Please, do not run away. Watch my TikTok!